You've been feeling it, haven't you? That strange pull, that random wave of anticipation. The way your hand reaches for your phone for no reason at all. The way their name crosses your mind out of nowhere. This isn't coincidence. This isn't imagination. There is movement in the energy around you right now, and it feels like something is about to break the silence. They're about to text you, and whatever is about to come through that screen is not small. It's not casual. It's not meaningless. It carries emotion. It carries intention. It carries something that's been building for longer than you realize. Only take what resonates with you. I'm picking up on hesitation that has been sitting heavy on their chest. This is someone who has replayed conversations in their mind over and over again. Someone who has drafted messages they never sent. Someone who typed your name into the chat box, stared at the blinking cursor, and then locked their phone instead. Pride has been involved. Fear has been involved. Overthinking has definitely been involved. But something is shifting. The energy feels like a dam about to burst. Like someone who can no longer keep pretending that distance equals detachment. There has been silence, yes, but silence does not mean absence of feeling. In fact, sometimes silence is where feelings grow the loudest. While you may have thought they were moving on, distracting themselves, or trying to forget, the truth feels different. There's a restless energy here, a constant pull back to you, memories resurfacing, songs reminding them of you, small triggers bringing your presence right back into their awareness. And the more they try to ignore it, the stronger it becomes. This text is not just about words. It's about timing. It's about emotional pressure reaching a peak. It's about someone realizing that if they don't reach out now, they might lose the chance forever. That realization changes everything. Because when someone truly feels like they're about to lose you, their pride starts to shrink. Their excuses start to fall apart. And their heart starts to speak louder than their ego. I'm sensing nervousness, real nervousness. This isn't someone casually sending a hey. This is someone whose heart might be racing as they type. Someone wondering how you'll respond. Someone questioning whether you'll even want to respond. There's vulnerability wrapped inside this message, even if it comes across simple on the surface. Sometimes the most powerful emotions hide behind the shortest texts. And here's the thing. When this message comes in, it may feel sudden, but energetically, it has been building for a while. You've probably felt the shift already. Maybe you've been dreaming about them. Maybe you felt waves of emotion that didn't seem fully yours. There's a connection here that hasn't dissolved, no matter how much time or space has passed. So don't dismiss the signs. Don't brush off that intuitive nudge. Something is aligning. Something is unfolding. And when that notification lights up your screen, it's going to carry more than just letters. It's going to carry everything they couldn't say before. The first card coming in strong is the High Priestess. And the moment she shows up, it tells me this story has been unfolding quietly for a long time. Not in loud conversations, not in obvious actions, but in the invisible space where feelings get hidden, where thoughts get louder at night, where intuition keeps tapping you on the shoulder even when your mind tries to ignore it. This is the card of unspoken truth, unfinished sentences, eye contact that said too much, silence that wasn't empty, but heavy with meaning. With the High Priestess here, I'm picking up that they've been holding something back on purpose. Not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much and they don't trust what will happen if they admit it. This person has been watching from a distance, even if you don't see it, thinking about you in waves, trying to move forward and then getting pulled back by memory. The High Priestess shows me they've had almost moments where they were so close to reaching out, so close to sending something, but then they swallowed it again. They may have told themselves they needed more time, more clarity, more certainty. But what they really needed was courage. Because this card is also about fear of being exposed emotionally. It's the fear of showing your real heart and not knowing what comes next. The second card is the Eight of Wands, and this is where the stillness breaks. This is the energy of something moving quickly once the decision is made. The Eight of Wands doesn't represent slow, carefully planned contact. It represents a moment where they just can't hold it anymore. Like they've been carrying a weight and suddenly their arms give out and they drop it right in front of you. This is the I'm doing it energy. The I'm pressing send energy. And what I love about this card in this position is that it shows momentum. Once communication starts, it can flow. It can build. It can move from a text into a conversation, from a conversation into clarity. This card often comes when emotions reach a peak. They may have been fine for weeks, even months, acting like they were okay, acting like they were strong, acting like they didn't care. But the Eight of Wands shows a trigger. Something happens. A reminder. A dream. A moment of loneliness. A realization that time is passing and you aren't waiting the way you used to. It's like their nervous system finally reacts to the possibility of losing you for real. And suddenly, the fear of reaching out becomes smaller than the fear of never speaking again. The third card is the Two of Cups, and this is the heart of everything. This is what makes the message meaningful, because the Two of Cups doesn't show up for casual people. It shows up for real emotional connection, mutual connection, the kind of bond that doesn't fade just because life got messy. This card says the feelings are not one-sided, even if it looked that way, even if it felt that way, even if they were cold, inconsistent, distant, confusing. The Two of Cups reveals that underneath all of that, the emotional tie remained alive. This person doesn't just miss you in a surface way. They miss the feeling of being understood. They miss the way your presence changed their mood. They miss the comfort, the chemistry, the emotional mirror. And with the Two of Cups, it also shows a sense of recognition. Like there's something about you that feels familiar to them, even if they don't know how to explain it. They may have tried to connect with others or distract themselves, but it didn't hit the same. It didn't land the same. Because the Two of Cups is about emotional alignment, not just attraction. The fourth card is the Page of Cups, and this is where the message starts to form. The Page of Cups is sweet, nervous, vulnerable energy. It doesn't come in like a king making demands. It comes in like someone with a trembling heart trying to hold it steady. The Page of Cups is the I don't know how to say this energy. That I hope you don't reject me energy. It's emotional risk. And I need you to understand something about this card. Sometimes the Page of Cups sends a message that looks simple, even playful, even casual. But the emotional meaning underneath it is deep. This is the kind of person who might start with something small because they're scared to go too deep too fast. They might test the waters. They might check your temperature. They might try to see if you're still open to speaking. But don't underestimate the courage it takes for them to do even that. The Page of Cups often shows emotional growth. Someone who used to run from feelings is now trying to speak them. Someone who used to hide is now stepping forward, even if their voice shakes. It also tells me they've been romanticizing you in their mind, remembering you in soft light, replaying moments, wishing they had done things differently. And the Page of Cups can carry apology energy too, not always in a big dramatic speech, but in a tone, in a softness, in a message that feels like, I've been thinking about you, even if they don't use those exact words. The fifth card is the Tower, and this is where the energy gets real, intense, and impossible to ignore. Because the Tower is the moment everything changes. It's the emotional lightning strike. It's the shock to the system. It's the truth that breaks through the walls you built to protect yourself. When their name shows up on your phone, it doesn't just feel like a text. It feels like a door opening that you thought was closed. It feels like a memory waking up. It feels like your heart remembering before your mind can catch up. The tower can indicate that the message contains something unexpected, something that disrupts the usual pattern. This could be them admitting something they never admitted before. It could be them acknowledging what happened. It could be them finally telling the truth about why they were silent. It could be them confessing that they've been struggling. The tower breaks illusions. If either of you have been pretending that it didn't matter, the tower says the pretending ends. If there were misunderstandings, the tower forces clarity. If there were lies you told yourself to cope, the tower burns them down. And yes, the tower can feel uncomfortable because it's raw. It doesn't wrap itself in pretty packaging. It brings honesty. It brings intensity. It brings that we can't go back to how it was feeling. But it also brings liberation, because some silences become prisons. Some distance becomes denial. The tower sets you free from the fantasy and puts you face to face with what's real. The sixth card is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is what grounds everything. This is the future energy. This can become something solid energy. The Ten of Pentacles is stability, longevity, real-world commitment, building something that lasts. And the reason this is so significant is because it tells me this isn't just about a text to satisfy curiosity. This isn't just a late-night check-in. This has potential to lead into something more stable if the energy is handled with maturity. The Ten of Pentacles suggests they're not just thinking emotionally now, they're thinking practically too. They're starting to understand that if they want you in their life, they can't keep showing up halfway. They can't keep disappearing. They can't keep letting pride make decisions. This card is a wake-up call about value, about what's worth investing in, about what's rare. It also shows that they may be reflecting on what they truly want long-term, not just what feels good in the moment, but what feels safe, what feels real, what feels like home. And you represent something like that to them. The Ten of Pentacles doesn't show up when someone is only looking for temporary attention. It shows up when something about you feels like it could fit into their bigger picture, even if they were scared to admit it before. So when you put all six cards together, the story is loud, even if the situation has been quiet. The High Priestess shows the hidden emotions and the silent connection. The Eight of Wands shows the sudden movement and the message arriving sooner than expected. The Two of Cups confirms the mutual bond that never fully dissolved. The Page of Cups shows the vulnerability behind the text, the softness behind the words. The Tower reveals the emotional shock, the truth breaking through, the turning point moment. And the Ten of Pentacles shows that this is bigger than a random notification, because it carries long-term weight. This is the kind of reading where the message doesn't just come in to talk. It comes in to shift the timeline. It comes in to change the temperature between you. It comes in with the energy of, I can't pretend anymore. And what's been building under the surface is finally ready to be seen. As we close this reading, I want you to take a deep breath and really sit with what you just felt. Because this wasn't just about prediction. It was about preparation. The energy around you right now is shifting. And when something shifts in the unseen, it eventually shows up in the seen. That text is not just a notification. It's a moment. It's a crossroads. It's the point where silence turns into sound. But here's the most important part. You are not powerless in this. The message may come from them, but your response shapes the future. Don't react from old wounds. Don't respond from fear. Don't let past versions of yourself speak for who you are now. You've grown. You've healed. You've learned. And whatever comes through that screen, you get to decide how you hold it. If this text carries apology, let your intuition guide you. If it carries confession, listen with discernment. If it carries vulnerability, meet it with clarity, not confusion. Remember, connection is mutual. Effort must be mutual. Emotional honesty must be mutual. You are not here to chase. You are not here to beg. You are here to receive what aligns with your worth. There is something powerful about timing in this situation. The silence happened for a reason. The distance taught lessons. The space revealed truths. And now, communication comes in at a moment when both of you are not the same people you were before. That matters. Growth changes outcomes. Awareness changes patterns. When a notification lights up your phone, don't panic. Don't rush. Feel it. Notice what rises in your chest. Notice whether there's warmth under the surprise. Notice whether your intuition whispers calm or caution. Your inner voice knows more than you think. This reading shows movement, vulnerability, truth, and potential. But potential only becomes reality when both people choose it consciously. So if this message opens a door, walk through it with boundaries. Walk through it with confidence. Walk through it knowing you are worthy of something stable, something honest, something real. And if this resonated with you, trust that it found you for a reason. The universe doesn't waste moments. Energy doesn't shift without purpose. Something has been building, and now it's ready to unfold. Stay grounded. Stay aware. And most of all, stay open to what feels aligned with your highest good.